Good afternoon. Welcome to Military Strategies. We are live right now. Community, the day, the moment is approaching. The minute in which Venezuela will experience the most historic moment in its history. To be freed from the tyranny of the cartel of the suns. Under the tyranny of Nicolas Maduro, Donald Trump has closed the airspace today. The birds are in the air. Your likes, your comments. Family historic program this afternoon here on Military Strategies. Let's begin. Very good.
Good afternoon, family. Welcome to Military Strategies. We're live again. November 29, 2025. The moment is approaching, the outcome. Will they attack each other or not? It's taking shape, it's taking words, it's taking actions. Today, Donald Trump made Nicolas Maduro's entire regime tremble. Nicolas Maduro, who hasn't appeared in public for more than 24 hours, is hiding. He has gone to hide inside Venezuela. And now the cards are on the table. The United States. Is it serious? Or not regarding removing him from power? Everything that's happening, everything that's going on here at Military Strategies, we're going to give you the details. We have videos, we have breaking news, intelligence from the ground, live cameras, a unique deployment exclusively for the Hispanic community worldwide. This is your channel, and your channel needs you. Please subscribe, leave those likes, those comments, and you also have the super chats open if you like this content. No one finances us, only you, and we like it that way. Thank you for all those memberships, and thank you for everything you do with us, because it's the greatest show of affection you can give. All right, where did the day start today? A few hours ago, Donald Trump woke up and shook the dictatorship of Venezuela with a message. This one. To all airlines, pilots, drug traffickers, and human traffickers, we kindly ask you to consider that the airspace over Venezuela and its surroundings will remain completely closed. Thank you for your attention. President Donald J. Trump. When the regime has seen this message, when the world has seen this message, they have said the time has come. Panic is spreading across the networks. The Cubans have written, the regime's cheerleaders and supporters, the ones on the communication lines, are writing like crazy. Twitter is the battlefield right now. Information is going back and forth. Some of it is unverified. And there's a lot of misinformation right now to try to confuse public opinion about what's really happening and what's going to happen soon. Here you see them. Getting ready. Everyone getting ready for the moment. The last moment when El Comando Sur takes it away. The power from Nicolas Maduro. But what's happening right now? Breaking news. The regime has just deployed the army at key points in the country. There is chaos right now. Fighter jets are flying over Venezuela. And it seems that even they themselves, this time, really believe that there is no smoke, but reality. They're going to be subdued by the greatest fighting force known in this century. A historic event. We're going to quickly connect with radar. We're going to quickly connect with Caracas and start to see what's happening. What's going on in Venezuela's airspace? Does something also need to be said? The regime, to create a sense of normalcy, has started putting all its planes in the air. And this is the first time in history that we've seen this. Using civilian planes as an aerial shield to prevent an attack. The United States of America, me this. Did you think we wouldn't see it? Did you think we wouldn't be in this situation? But yes, it's happening. It's happening right now, and here we are seeing it. Live images right now. Venezuela, time 2 in the afternoon. The Venezuelan people right now are thinking, what is going to happen? And are the regime supporters realizing it? That what Maduro said wouldn't happen is going to happen? And it's going to happen faster than they think. Are there elections in Honduras tomorrow? Just my opinion. I think tonight is not going to be. But as soon as the elections are over, oh, surprise, the Southern Spear is going to start flying. It's going to start flying, and with fire, with a lot of fire. It's also time for us to see today the preparations that the regime is making and has ready to try to defend itself and stop the invasion. Yes, invasion. That's what they call it. The North American Empire. Images now. A few minutes ago. What we're seeing right now in the image is a Venezuelan Su-30 providing cover in the Valencia area. Last night we discussed that place and noted the drone and munitions factory nearby. The airport, or the main Libertador base, is also around there. That the F-16s a few minutes ago, we were also told that they're in the air. And of course, we'll have to see how long Maduro will keep the planes circling to try. We don't know what. Really, we don't know what for. They can't face it. If they stay, they'll be taken down. The smartest move is send them to a friendly country, for example, Nicaragua, so they can stay there, wait for the storm to pass, and see what happens. But Nicolas Maduro, who is going to defend the country, and you'll see it later in a document, providing air support. I think he has made a huge mistake. How are the generals doing right now? What are they planning? And what are they seeing? Generals meeting. Designing the tactic to stop the landing. United States.
Paros Island. A cleanup and exploration will be carried out with all air and naval resources. To contribute to the exercise we are carrying out at this moment. In the training of the convention for all crews and individual combat personnel.
Well, generals, and this is a reality. I never get tired of repeating and reminding you that destiny and the universe have given this to us. Up to 5 destinies have been given to us. The opportunity to know what our purpose is in life. We're all from elementary school. Remember, we were made to overcome.
The will to overcome, and
we are the military crucible.
Strength is...
It's the same, sir. This is a great honor, a historic moment for us. To work with all of you, generals, when you see that other generals are reaping and joining us. With this strength and 2 extraordinary military leaders, ours, our Minister of Defense and our strategy commander, the man of geostrategy and peace and the man of war, and we are the actors. In this scenario, the homeland does not travel. I used to say the homeland is not for sale. The homeland is defended. To unite is to conquer.
They speak, it is about patrols, resistance operations. They believe the United States will land in La Guaira. that they're going to land in Maracaibo, in Valencia, in Barcelona. They think they're going to get there with the ships, anchor them on the coast, get off in boats, and approach the shore so they can be shot at. Honestly, I think it's just a show since they already know what will happen. By the way, images have been leaked, and this is also another breaking news. Exclusive also on military strategies. Images have been leaked. At the air parade the other day, there were Russian and Chinese personnel among the military commanders. Be careful because Donald Trump won't have any mercy, and that's when everyone will come out. Chinese, non-Chinese, Russians, non-Russians, everyone. The image was leaked. We have it, and we'll look at it later. Intelligence image reveals Chinese military personnel. We were saying that, of course, they think or suggest that, yes, that they're going to arrive there at La Guaira. They're going to arrive at the airport. They're going to take it. They'll be there having fun firing at American Marines. I think they still don't realize the seriousness of their situation. I think they're not aware. The vast majority. Or at least they haven't let everyone know. They've likely been told there's no aircraft carrier, or that it has already left. This is what they were saying just 48 hours ago, saying that the aircraft carrier had already left, heading back to its base. Let's check the radar. What is the regime doing? This is incredible. Moments ago, there was a trusted small plane here. Traveling between Gran Roque and Caracas, they're circling with the planes, trying to stop the unstoppable. They're also moving personnel, they're moving resources, they're going from one place to another. And these people? Well, they're in trouble. Screwed. Look, on the other side, there's a complete hole over Venezuela. What we're going to do now is filter military aircraft to see how things are. Look here. In the C-2 planes that I posted about a while ago heading south, now they're coming back. They're on patrol right now at 16,000 feet. And now they're going to San Juan, Puerto Rico to land and refuel. Or switch crew and go back out. They were heading to an accident, the important basis of the story, which we all already know. There isn't any frantic activity of planes taking off right now. They haven't confirmed it. HR Plane Spotter is there right now collaborating with military strategies. It's a channel you have to subscribe to, HR Spotter. And he told me, this place is dead. But there's a detail in this story that really catches our attention. The United States of America has taken the Harrier Squadron off the Iwo Jima and placed it there. In fact, this plane had a minor accident when it got stuck in the grass around the runway. They had to tow it. They had to push it to get it back to the operations area. Currently, since it's daytime, there's light. Everything appears normal, including the movements. In the story, nothing is happening. As night falls, the light, and that the planes, moreover, have been loaded for days now and are ready. It can happen at any moment, it can happen at any instant. This plane we're seeing here as well, which they don't usually show much, seems to be transporting things from one place to another. In what refers to the continental United States, we see that there's activity. Today there is activity. Today there are refueling planes. Today there are planes heading south. And we've seen tankers entering the operational area, which leads us to understand that an important operation might be taking place right now. Here we see the C-2S right now returning to San Juan, Puerto Rico. At 13,000 feet, there it is. These planes can be used either for cargo or as airborne radar, depending on whether they have the radome on top. If they do, they're one type. If not, they're another. Maduro. Nicolas Maduro has been out of the public eye for more than 24 hours. And this is going to make people nervous. Nicolas Maduro, last time he was in this bunker. Alone, without company. Abandoned to his fate, he knows he's the main target of the operation. He knows the United States is going to come after him. Dead or alive, preferably alive. And if he's not alive, that's fine for us too. That's what Donald Trump said, not me. All right? It's Nicolas Maduro. No, I owe it in public. It's a problem for the regime, a serious problem. Nicolas Maduro must appear every day. Another one who doesn't appear either.
The enemy, the enormity of his mistake. Don't make the mistake of attacking Venezuela. Don't make the mistake of coming after the people of Venezuela, because the people of Venezuela are ready. They are always ready together with their armed forces to give whatever response needs to be given, whenever it needs to be given. In defense of our sacred sovereignty, we are ready for anything. We are ready for combat.
By the way, 1 second. We need a watermark. You won't see it now because this copy isn't very high quality right here. This one is right below the military strategies of the watermark. He's an agent from China. There he was. An agent from China. In the middle of all this, what does China have to do with this whole story? China has provided radars and systems, possibly anti-aircraft ones that we haven't seen, and that Maduro has wanted to hide until the last moment. To try to surprise the United States of America, it's likely, more than likely, they want to surprise them that way. Today on television right now from Venezuela, they're showing images of Hugo Chavez. That's how they are. They're not, well, very, very bad. They don't know what's going to happen. They have no idea. They believe it'll be a quick operation, just a bombing. And negotiations? That's what the regime hopes and thinks. That could happen in the best case. It might not be. Their best case scenario is going to turn into their worst nightmare. Even so, the regime has a plan, a complete plan, a plan to try to get some benefit from what's happening right now. All right, I'm going to show you what we were talking about regarding the Chinese agents during the parade and the Russians. So no one can say we're just making things up here. And it's clear that this goes beyond what we might imagine. The situation happening right now is much more complex. And he wants to insist on this. He wants to insist on this. They are not going to be released. Donald Trump has already reached the point where he knows his political prestige is at stake. And he is not going to allow it. He can't allow it. Donald Trump will do anything. Anything. Let's find the topic we discussed about the Chinese agents. And right now, scanning, let's go back to the image. We're keeping a close eye on what's happening and what's going on. Come on, let's take a look over here. During the speech, there are moments when he steps out. The director misses it. 1 second, we just had him around here a moment ago. There he is. There you have him. He's not the only one. It could be embassy staff. It could be diplomatic personnel. There were also people from Russia. There was the famous General Este, who they sent as well, I think. And there was an important part of the plot. Are you seeing it there? We provide real-time cross-checked information. Welcome to Military Strategies. 20,000 people now. Please, we're missing a lot of likes. We're missing a lot of comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We're nearing 400,000. Historic moment, a very historic moment right now. And at any moment, the spark could fly. When the lights go out at 11 or 12 at night. Around that time, a large-scale military operation could begin. An operation where the air defenses will be suppressed. He tells us privately, Jotar in quotes, Lan Hu, the Chinese ambassador to Venezuela, hasn't left the country and is still there. An operation that could begin at nightfall in the next few hours. The only part of this story I don't understand is the elections in Honduras. And we would have to start looking. We would have to start checking. I'm going to ask you, please, not to post comments in the chat like, are there F-18 planes on the coast of Venezuela right now? Why? Do I want to tell it myself? Attention, family. Breaking news right now. Breaking news. Reno 22 has just appeared for a few seconds. On Aruba Avenue. The ladies from the 192nd Air Defense System who are in Punta Cardon are experiencing interference. On the radar. Live image of the familiar right now.
Yeah.
Here on Military Strategies, thank you so much for your comments. I really enjoy reading them. Don't put it in the chat. Don't put it in the chat. Well, we already have the F-18S. They're ready to go. We already have F-18 planes around there. A while ago in Curaçao, the Dutch helicopter was flying around this whole area. On the island of Bonaire, they were also flying around, and I was already suspicious of this. All right, Reno, that's all. We're missing the parents. This is getting interesting.
Yeah.
This is getting interesting. Everyone stay here. Why F-18 jets at this moment? On the coast of Venezuela? Hold on, is what you're saying here in private true? Zimit Rocky, I already had it modified here, but we didn't have time. It's already fixed. Good, good. Sound Venezuela.
No.
We changed the headline. We changed the headline. F-18S on the coast. Duro. Right now, it has to be ripe. It has to be insane. Come on, let's go see the famous rhinos over there. People are going to start spreading out in small planes, in airplanes, on skateboards, on camels, if there are any, on elephants, hippos. I already know about the date. About the camera. They haven't updated the camera, but the cameras are live, okay? Relax. It's already been checked. We've checked it. It matches the time, the schedule, everything matches, the weather, everything has been checked. Relax, relax. I see it says January 29, though. Look, the camera's 11 months behind on its date. It's okay. Come on, what do we have here? Planes, lots of planes. Lots of planes. We want planes. The returning C-2S must be transport planes. They're coming back from the aircraft carrier. If we look at the path they've taken, the aircraft carrier is probably in this area here, right down here. It's probably around here. Reno is. Rhino 11, Reno 22, Reno 6, Reno 4. Who are they waiting for? Are they waiting for someone, and did they turn it on so we can see? So that, hey, pay attention, we're right there. And this can happen at any moment. What could happen? No one should think this is a joke. There are the rhinos, giving a little bit of heat to Nicolas Maduro. The temperature rises in Venezuela, 7:40 in the evening. We're live now on military strategies. The operation can begin at any moment. We continue with leaked footage. Puerto Rico. It's getting closer, the zoom. It's getting closer, more. We see the amphibious landing ships depart. We see an Arneberg-class destroyer. There we see a logistics ship. And a few hours ago, the tanker also set sail, fully loaded with fuel. The Iwo Jima was nearby, but all its planes have already been removed. I think they want to operate from land. From Ceiba to Venezuela without using the Iwo Jima for now. There's the Iwo Jima. And we see an Osprey flying as well. Look at the deck of the Iwo Jima. They've brought all the Ospreys onto the deck of the Iwo Jima. Does this mean that? Does it make sense now? Does it make sense now why they brought down the Harriers? Will they load the Iwo Jima with Marines? For a landing? The Harriers will operate from land to make room for the Ospreys. And give even more capability to the Iwo Jima. Get ready, Maduro. They're coming for you. Get ready, Nicholas. They're trained.
They're trained.
Ready.
That they're excited, they are
Very good. Is it?
hot on you.
They're fine.
Training footage of the United States of America's Special Forces. Assault in close combat. And Maduro showing this off? The rhinos are tracking and locking those planes on their radar, saying, "Mr. President, at your command. At your signal, wrath and fire." This will be a battle like Gladiator. This is going to turn into the biggest operation seen in this century. 22,000 people. Right now, live, family, please, your likes. Let's share the link to this live stream on your social networks. Share this live stream now on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere. With all the information we're bringing here and that we're sharing, let's move on to Cuba now. How is the Castro communist regime in Cuba the second dictatorship that's going to fall? No doubt about this, guaranteed. Bruno Rodriguez. He's not very happy. Bruno Rodriguez tells us, we condemn ongoing electromagnetic interference in the Caribbean, especially over Venezuelan airspace, caused by the United States' major military deployment in the region. This is part of the escalation of military aggression and psychological warfare against Venezuelan territory, aimed at overthrowing the legitimate government of that sister nation of our America. Bruno, don't worry so much about what's happening in Venezuela. Worry about what's going to happen in Cuba. Bruno Rodriguez is not just anybody. He's not just anybody. Cuban foreign minister. Castro supporter to the core. Another one. Interference. He's talking about interference. Haven't you seen the interference yet? When the United States starts launching, one thing it has, are you going to see the real interference? Are you going to be amazed? Bruno, the Chinese radar you have set up there in Havana? Bacharumo. Keep a fire extinguisher nearby and a 5-liter bottle of water to pour on the radar. Get ready, Bruno. Venezuela giving it is just the beginning. You're going to be amazed. You're going to be amazed. Interference. Psychological warfare. Well, it's no longer psychological warfare. Now it's real war. Now it's going to be real war. Come on. We're still here waiting for the deployment of B-52 bombers. Right now, it's 2 post-meridiem in Venezuela, 3 post-meridiem. We know they take around. We're going to start calculating now. Let's start doing the time calculations that the B-52s have. A journey at about 900 kilometers per hour. About 900 km/h. By the way, on Twitter, we've changed our logo and we've added Operation Spears of the South to our logo. It's very fun. You have to check out our Twitter account, Estradi Militar. You have to follow it to stay up to date with all the details that are happening. Okay, we know it's about 900 kilometers per hour. If we don't add, obviously, the time it takes to refuel in flight, more or less, we could start to consider the timing. Let's calculate. Let's go to the operations map. And for example, if these planes take off from the base, is it more likely that they can take off? Or where this type of operation can be carried out, which is the one in Oklahoma. This one we're going to see now here in this area where the B-1S are, which are also here. Of course, it's the satellite and its definition capability. Well, if we count, And this is going to be very relative, but it will give us an approximation, more or less, of what it could be. Just a reminder, we are live right now. Family. It's super important that you leave us your likes and your comments. All right, let's go back. Let's estimate the measurement. A takeoff. The planes will follow the same route as in recent days. To leave. Through this area, what do we see around here? There we would already have 1,000 kilometers. About an hour and a half. Why, remember, the B-52s, when they take off, they're going to be loaded to the maximum weight allowed for takeoff. They'll be very low on fuel. Right after takeoff in the Oklahoma area, they'll have to do an in-flight refueling. And this is where we could go to watch this. The tanker plane to refuel the B-52s is there. There, I'm already giving you a breaking exclusive. Right now, at 32,000 feet, this KZ-135 Stratotanker is waiting for the B-52s to take off from Oklahoma. They take off, connect, and fill up the tanks. And they start to descend. When they get to this area, we know there's a notice to airmen that will take us up to 1,500 kilometers. Where the next refueling will take place from the Tampa area, Stratotanker planes will take off again to refuel them. It will take place in line with the Nuevo Sur, the next point, the next waypoint on the route, Yucatan Peninsula. The B-52s will enter through here and head south until they reach the Aruba Diagonal. 4,000 km traveled. If we know they're traveling at 900 kilometers per hour and will eventually need to slow down. To refuel, we could be talking about 5 or 6 hours. To get there? Not in a rush. We estimate 5-6 hours. Knowing this, from there, they would move on to start the operation. If it were a combat mission, we already know the corridor that will be followed. Entry, sweep along the coast of Venezuela, exit to the north. And possibly they will go to Cuba to stay around there, or they might return again to the strategic base in the United States of America. A journey of about, in total, 10,000 kilometers. Here we see it. We are basing ourselves on the prediction we've been seeing during the last training sessions. It's what has been staged and what has been carried out. The information that has been gathered, that's where we get this information from. By the way, the data we're sharing now doesn't endanger any operation. The Cubans aren't completely stupid, and neither is Maduro. It's not like he's an idiot. They have some advisors there who likely already told him the story. We're making it public to the rest of the people, so we know what's going to happen, what's going to occur. Yes. In the case that the planes don't come from there, but instead come from further north, from Minot, as we've seen in the last hours, the last times the bombers took off from here, the operation is even bigger. Let's look for metrics from Minot now. We know they headed east up to the border with Minnesota. They started to descend. Through this area here, they passed through the Kansas, Arkansas, Mississippi area and entered again in the same area. As we said, they went down the Yucatan Peninsula. We're talking about Poppy. Do you remember Poppy? Let's see if they bring out Mommy today. They made it all the way to Aruba. The rhinos were waiting for us there. They entered the Aruba and Curacao area. and they walked around there. We're talking about 6,000 kilometers. So could we add 6 to 7 hours to reach the operations area? More or less, everything is pretty much the same. Obviously, if these planes are involved, the ones we've seen, they would go out first. There would be an air deployment at the bases farthest from the area of operations. Then, along the way, they would join in. The entire B-52 fleet all entering at the same time on different attack vectors. We remember now, and that's when we're going to bring out the operations map. To remember what happened, here we have it. Operations map. What happened with Poppy, with Tito, with these planes, with Beale, also with Hogan, which were the B-1S. And where did they come from? Most came from the west, sweeping east, but in this case, there were also the little bunnies. The Bad Bunny, the 0-1, 0-2, 0-3. On October 15th, they swept from the north to the south, clearing Orkala Island. We also had Bar 21 and Bar 22, the Bi-1S, breaking through the area of Margarita Island. And we also had Timex 43 and Timex 11 in the area of Suriname, Guyana, Suriname. This can already give us a bit of an idea about where things might be heading. Timex would be in charge of this military zone. He would be in charge of the area where Maduro was, where Maduro could take refuge. We saw him the other day with the plane landing around there. This is just a supposition. Don't pay too much attention to me. I always make mistakes. Bunny Bart. The F-35S and Lion 11 with the F-18S, they could clear Orkala, they could clear Tortuga Island. Can they handle the radar systems on Margarita Island? There are several, correct? And not use that sector, and not use the Juan Manuel Valdez Airbase that's in this area and is the one posing the threat. Trinidad and Tobago. Now we'll visit Trinidad and Tobago so you can see and understand something. And leave the rest to Bale, Tito, and Poppy so they can start breaking through. Maracaibo area, Falcon area, Sucre area. And La Guaira, Caracas. We could see it around there. That's the map we're working on, or at least I am.
No.
Or planning how things are going to be. I insist again. On this island and military presence, there's radar, there's anti-aircraft defense. It's going to be attacked, it's going to be hit twice, and I think that the United States Marines are going to arrive on that island. It's a hunch I have that one of the islands we see around here that can't be defended by Nicolas Maduro because he doesn't have the capability are going to be taken. I have that feeling. Can Nicolas Maduro launch drones? I've been asked today on Twitter. Thank you very much for your questions. I've closed my Twitter messages because I was getting thousands. I can't keep up. I need to focus in the coming days and hours, and I prefer to stay that way. I apologize for not replying or opening it now. It's for security reasons. Please forgive me. But I read it. So thank you very much for your cooperation. I know you want to help, which is amazing. This community is built with your help. Many times you bring the information, then we analyze it, expand it, and give it more content. Maduro can launch drones against La Orchila, against Isla Tortuga, against wherever they land. Why? Why is this? We have the leaked Independence Action Plan 200. It was leaked to us. And we're going to look at it. We need to review the plan to see what Maduro intends to do. Besides the tunnels, these Vietnamese-style ones he's built all over the jungle to hide in. And also, he plans to launch guerrilla warfare operations to cause significant damage to the United States of America. We would have to start looking at important details. By the way, the regime's supporters have started talking and making comments today. What a mess. For the people of Venezuela, they've been left without an airport. And now no medicine, food, or humanitarian aid will arrive. They have a lot of nerve. They really have a lot of nerve when they know, and they know very well, that they won't let any plane land. I'm still watching here. We're still keeping a close eye on what's happening over there. They won't let any planes land with humanitarian aid from the United States or anyone else. Pay attention to what I'm going to show you now so that you understand and realize this story, because it's really shocking. It's shocking. Let's take a look at Nicolas Maduro's Independence 200 plan, where he includes the entire operation. To oppose war with the United States. Exclusive, confidential document that has been leaked to us, that we have obtained with a lot of effort. And we thank the invisible collaborators of this community who are giving us first-hand information. I know you've sent me messages saying, well, maybe they tricked you. No, they didn't trick me. We know where the information comes from. And we've cross-checked it with several independent sources. We know what we're doing and have done this for a while. REDI are Venezuela's military districts and oversee strategic operations. Lead, mercury, steel, copper, bronze, and titanium. Source of the independence plan. Pay attention to this, okay? Family, very important. I know it's going to be tough to read, but let's understand the guide of what Nicolas Maduro is going to do to try to escape from his fate or destiny. Strategic operation lead neutralization of the insurgency direct the exploration effort to detect possible insurgent groups. They must obtain timely intelligence and information about these threats. Monitor municipalities with foreign nationals to identify possible insurgent group members. CIA agents, espionage, and guerrillas already inside the country. Control the airstrips or landing points where the enemy could enter. We saw it in the video a while ago with the colonels and generals talking about carrying out surveillance operations. Is this document being fulfilled? It's important to pay attention. Deploy Special Actions Forces units from both Special Forces and Rapid Action Troops, Marine Infantry, Rural Commandos, Bolivarian Militia, and the OSC. Servicio Bolivariano de Inteligencia Nacional, Cuerpo de Policía Nacional Bolivariana and Dirección General de Contrainteligencia Militar must form as ENGAR with support from aircraft. That is, all these forces must come together as a single action group. Reaction. Articulate. The actions of the various government agencies that take a comprehensive approach to reaffirm the rule of law as well as public peace. Generate positive attitudes among the population toward the units of the Bolivarian National Armed Forces stationed in the region and prevent the creation of favorable conditions for a future invasion. Does Maduro want to protect his image so that people don't go out into the streets to protest? Strategic Operation Mercury. Within the Independence Plan. Are you able to receive on the ground the aircraft that are part of a supposed humanitarian operation and give it the proper treatment to generate a convenient media projection? In the event that CODAI, which is the air defense, cannot persuade, the aircraft that approach and manage to land must be aircraft with humanitarian aid. Remember this? The regime complains that closing the skies will block aid, but just look at what they're saying. You must prevent access to the ramp and take the plane to an isolated area of the airport for inspection. Attention, avoiding adverse media coverage. The communication strategy must be coordinated in advance, and competent integrated control teams must be organized to handle the situation. Avoid creating international incidents that could give the country an image of being a human rights violator. That is their concern. So they don't look bad. Incredible. Operation Zero strategy. Maximize deception, masking, and preservation actions to confuse the enemy. Does Nicolas Maduro want to send different cells all over the country to confuse the intelligence services of the United States of America? Air defense operation. This one is interesting. Support the CODAI units stationed in each territory so that they can conduct air defense operations against the threat in order to prevent their free use in our territory. Are they going to use the IGLA, infrared guided launch apparatus systems? Operation 2. Neutralization of units conduct operations to detect and neutralize threat units to stop their reconnaissance, sabotage, and target acquisition. Dispersion and protection of forces and assets. Disperse military units and assets in previously designated areas. He also says over here, there's more information here you can read later. Operation Copper, defense against limited invasion. If the United States carries out a limited invasion, we must preserve resources in order to be prepared to wear down and resist the landing of the main threat. That is, disperse the forces and set up ambushes. Strategic Operation BRONZE. When the enemy carries out an amphibious landing and deploys mobile aircraft, establish a resistance region by executing a permanent layered defense in depth, using attrition echelons. Pay attention, here comes another interesting one. They are going to use civilians so that they face a superior military force, better prepared, and with much more training than they have. Operation Titanium. Attack every possible military target. Holding out long-term only when tactically superior. Use the Bolivarian civilian militia units to infiltrate the enemy's setup. They are going to dress people as civilians and send them into the cities that are controlled by the United States of America, so that they create chaos, ambushes, and attacks. We are seeing it here. Official document. Let there be no doubt. You will soon know what will happen. Carry out offensive operations with violent and rapid attacks to destroy them. Harass enemy surface units to cause maximum casualties and damage. That affect their morale and their attack progression, weakening the momentum of their offensive to create favorable conditions until victory is achieved. That is Nicolas Maduro's defense plan. A true suicide, plain and simple. He knows he can't win, and he's going to leave it up to fate. Thousands of Venezuelans in a war he won't win. It's 8:08 p.m. in Spain on November 29, 2025. We are live on Military Strategies special coverage. Imminent. At any moment, the operation to liberate Venezuela could happen. We are live right now. And that this K-35R. It's already in the B-52 refueling zone. This is important. Very important. And right now, it's heading north from Jacksonville. The C-40 Clipper, which carries military personnel from the Army, is heading north. And it could be heading to the airbase where the B-52s are going to take off. We'll also leave it here, written for the record. We will probably be wrong about everything, but what we are not wrong about is that Venezuela is going to be liberated. There's no doubt about that, no doubt. Too much has already been put on the line to turn back now. We're still live. Now we're going to talk about Trinidad and Tobago because things are happening there. Things are going on. Let's go back to the map again. Trinidad and Tobago area. At the Trinidad and Tobago airport, what you're about to see in the video has been deployed. There it is. A radar. It's a radar that will provide air security against aircraft, cruise missiles, drones, and artillery rockets. A radar that's crucial for security now. In Trinidad and Tobago, leaked images from a few hours ago of that radar. Do you see it now? We have everything under control, all the details, everything that's happening. Nothing is going to slip by us, not a single detail. We're going to have everything available. So don't leave this channel. We're still live. We're still bringing you all the information. Let's see more stories. More stories that are happening right now. We had live images from Caracas until recently. Of good quality. We have more cameras ready for later on. So things can be seen as they happen. Little by little. Right now on Venezuelan television, they're showing images and videos. After this week, Maduro still hasn't appeared. He's still not around, and no one is expecting him either. No one is expecting him either. Another day passes with the same question. Since you haven't asked, what should we do when this starts? What is it that we have to do? Do not approach places where there is a military presence. Do not approach places known to have important political members of the regime. Do not be exposed. During the moments of greatest intensity, seek information from non-government sources. Why do they want people in the streets? The following has been leaked. Attention, breaking news. We have breaking news right now here on Military Strategies. Listen to this. People informed from the Trump administration about the attack on Venezuela have stated that the initial targets could be facilities related to drug trafficking, including production and storage facilities of the Colombian cartels that transport substances through Venezuela. The intelligence agencies have provided intelligence information about the location of these facilities, both in Venezuela and in Colombia.
Yeah.
Are you warming up because you're leaving?
Yes.
Some say we could even reach Colombia.
Yeah.
Let's see how Nicolas Maduro reacts when cucumbers start raining down from the sky. Let's see. How are they going to take it? When this starts to happen, don't miss out. Subscribe to Military Strategies if you haven't already. We're live right now. It's 8:15 in the evening. We're connecting live again with Venezuela. And we're still waiting. We're still waiting. It just took off. It just took off. A tanker in Tampa. One of the tankers that can supply it just left Tampa. To the B-52s, this is starting now. Let's see some movement in the skies over there. Let's have a structure like the one from the past days. I'm not saying it'll happen tonight. I'm talking about what's happening and what people see. Come on, let's see if it's okay. San Martin Island, St. Croix, another airport that's currently being used by the United States Army. And the flight that just took off right now from Caracas, Maiquetía, to Havana. Cut the cameras. Why do we have to see this? Flight heading to Havana. Regime's plane detected in the air. It could be one of the last flights. It's the vice president's plane. Airbus A340 huge. Where are we going? What are they planning? Will they move substances between locations? Look, there's something curious. The plane is flying east. We're seeing it over here. Heading west, sorry. If he goes up, he'll meet Reno. If the plane turns and heads north, he'll run into them. Reno, who's there? Reno, who's going after them? The same thing can be done in a photo. Who knows what might happen in the next few hours? In Venezuela, does it make sense? We also talked about it a while ago that one of the main objectives at the beginning of the mission could be striking cartel targets in Venezuela. A further show of force. We enter your airspace, we bomb it. You have no air defense, we shoot down your planes, you're practically defenseless. And that's how it is. Someone tells us here in a comment. Luis tells us they're going back to the United States. Lear. Luis says we're lying. Luis? Coming soon. Breathe, Luis. Blow, take a breath. Relax, Luis. It's going to happen. It's happening, Luis. It's happening. You're going to face it. Breathe. The only one who's going to leave, Luis, is all of you. You're going to let 8 million people go back to their homes. Relax, Luis. It won't hurt. You won't even notice. It'll be over in a second. Diosdado, where's God now and where are you? You're very quiet. You skip press conferences and never appear with the hammer. Where are you, Diosd? Are you trying to start up the radars? What's going on? What's happening, Diosdado? Questions. Difficult ones. Is the situation you're in right now difficult? It's complicated.
Hello.
Calm down, Diosdado. It's going to be quick. It's going to be quick. Juan has said it's going to be even faster than by sea. Ha ha ha. That's great. That's great. Things are getting crazy. Fade to black, we already have covers. We already have covers built with fades to black. We already have a lot of material prepared. I'm excited to debut a cover here. It's already ready. Every detail, every letter is already in place. She's crazy. This madness, it's going to come to an end. After 23 years, it's over. There's already news. There are a lot of people waiting. There are a lot of people waiting. The wait. The wait was long, but it's coming. That's right, it's coming. Come on, let's go again. Flight Raider, what's going on here? Flight to Havana. For now, over here. Calm. Let's put in a new filter. Let's see what we find. Come on, new filter. Fur from Venezuela. Notice how they're avoiding the coast. Look how the planes are avoiding the coast. They have the global positioning system turned off. That is, they have flight denial. Right now, their global positioning system isn't working. That's because of the jamming signal that's currently activated. I don't know if they're using their own planes to adjust the radar filter or what they're doing, but it's pretty reckless. I hope there aren't any civilians on board those planes because they're putting themselves in terrible, terrible danger. More flights from Panama City. Look again. The stories they invent to come and go. Let's see. They're going to try to go through this side to avoid Reno. They're going to leave through this area here, to avoid the north of Aruba, which is where the United States Air Force is currently waiting.
No.
Is this starting to make sense? The usual route they take would be to head toward Aruba to reach Santiago de Cuba or go north to Havana. No, these ones are going to leave from this side here. They're going to try to stay as protected as possible from the operations area. And they don't dare right now.
So,
The Venezuelan vice president's plane is crossing in the middle of the F-18s. We're alive, everyone. We've reached 334,000. Let's go for 35. Subscribe to the Military Strategies channel. It's currently trending in the Hispanic community. Commenting and watching what's happening, what's going on right now in Venezuela. Look. Observe how things are now and how they're unfolding. There's a statement from Maduro. He's saying over here, statement from Maduro. Let's see. Please, if you can tag me on Twitter when you see any important news. Let's check for a statement from Nicolas Maduro. For now, I don't see it. Please, if you see it on Twitter, tag me. I got it. We'll look at it, we'll analyze it, and we'll check it. Yes, we're also looking at flights.
Military personnel are leaving here. Let's add filters.
Let's remove private flights. What is the United States? People then ask how we can afford planes costing $3, $4, or $5 million. I'm not sure, but there are several. Or the world is full. People have money. The Stratotanker's heading south. A Stratotanker heading south. I haven't seen a Maduro statement, so I don't know where you saw it. I haven't seen it. People in Maracay are frightened by Maduro's planes flying overhead. There's power in the Falcon area. Let's check the comments now and move to the super chats. Thank you so much to everyone who is supporting this live broadcast. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks to Anna. A Geifel, thank you so much, Anshul. Thank you so much, Coco. Thank you. Could it be that Maduro is already out of Venezuela? No, he's not going to leave. He will fight, but from the rear. Anjo, let's get started, man. Blessings to everyone. Gustavo, thank you so much. Epic intro, thanks so much. When I start those videos, I just watch the intro and think, what's next? Oh man, what's coming next? Thank you so much, Tim and Rocky, for moderating. Wilson, thank you. Estrategia, thank you for existing. Thank you all for being with us, friends. Cuba's largest voice farm is at the University of Computer Sciences. They are overseen directly by the Communist Party of China's ideological department. Greetings, Victor says. They're already marking territory, Samuel. Can the United States destroy airport runways mid-air, forcing them to land elsewhere and trapping Maduro? They could do many things, but I think they'll shoot us down. There's nothing Donald Trump would like more right now than to pick a Su-30 plane and have it facing the South Pole. There's been talk. Chavez claimed the Su-30s could down any American plane. They plan to guarantee Venezuela's sovereignty. No. They don't even have engines for all of them. Laboratory. Thank you very much, really. Thank you. Copa operates an air bridge with 3 planes between Panama and Caracas. Thank you for the information, Juanma. 10 memberships from Juanma. Thank you very much, Rafael. We welcome you to Military Strategies. Thank you, Eric Strategies. Thank you for amplifying. Together with the guys from Guarimba, to give more strength to the fight of Venezuelans who want to be free. My friends from Guarimba, Gaston and Mar, tonight they will also be live on Moto Guardia. You will have them there as well. I recommend that you also go to their channel, come to mine, go back and forth, switch around, and experience the excitement of the moment, because surely at some point during the night, we will connect together. We should discuss it, but it's likely to happen. The ship of Venezuela's freedom has no competition. We're all in the same boat. We want that country to be free. That's what we want. Miriam, we pray for freedom and for peace without innocent bloodshed. That's true, Miriam. We must keep praying. We have to be very attentive about this topic. A nearby Marine surveillance radar plane has just taken off, which we can see here. The Dornier. It's also heading south to cover some area. Let's see if things get tough for people in Havana. It's entering Cuban airspace without any problem, total impunity. Havana doesn't have any anti-air defense to shoot it down either, or to stop this operation. That also needs to be made clear and mentioned. And the Clipper continues heading north. It keeps heading north. The plane that can take important personnel to the base where the B-52s are, an important detail. It's a Lima Punta Cana military aircraft. No, he doesn't have clearance. We don't know who he is, and he has no clearance. Flights in Venezuela? No. They've taken out the small planes. They've taken everyone out. They want to give the impression that nothing is happening. There's a small plane circling repeatedly, and it's about to land in Barcelona. Oh, no. Has it been circling around here? We don't know if they've been doing some kind of patrol. Out of fear of some infiltration in this very porous area, for special operations, this area here is a treat for infiltrating. Maybe they're out there supporting the U-30s that are patrolling all along the country's coast. Let's start to understand the regime's movements. What are they doing? More are now arriving from Santiago to Cuba, with this plane already entering the flight information region. Venezuela. And notice the difference. The plane has entered through Aruba from Cuba. Look at the difference. The trusted plane, the one for the vice president, or the presidential one? It's leaving now. To the Gulf of Venezuela, and it's supposedly heading to Havana, Cuba, but it's not going up by Aruba. Don't they want to run into the F-18s of the United States of America? Something is going on there. Come on, Marco Rubio, future president, hopefully. Part of the campaign to confuse people is that they have a big part of their trolls commenting on all the news channels. Here are a few. We greet you. Have your sandwich. Save a little piece because it might be the last one. I don't trust Trump, but I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I don't trust Trump either. I don't even trust my own shadow. Triple X, thank you very much, really. We're still live here. Family, please give your likes to make us trend. 23,000 to 24,000 people we already have. 24,000 people. People are joining. They want to know what's happening, what's going on. Cameras. Live Sound Venezuela. We're being informed now that there are power outages in some areas of Caracas. And internet outages. Power outages in some areas of Caracas and internet outages. Breaking news, community teamwork. Can you tell us about this, please? Share this live broadcast on social media on Twitter with the hashtag Venezuela live right now. Military strategies. Watching what's happening, what's going on, evaluating in detail. We have new images. Maduro right now. He is deploying on the bridges of Caracas. To the riot units. Dressed in black. That's why what I've said is important. No one should risk themselves. Making recordings, going out into the street unnecessarily, if it's not necessary, should be avoided. Things are going to start getting very messy. We already know what Maduro does. Let's expand here. Image. Let's look for that zoom 1 second. Search around here. There we are. All right. Armed, dressed in black. Setting up a checkpoint. They're checking vehicles. They're starting to check vehicles on the bridges of Caracas.
Do you know what's going to happen?
Runes aviones. Are they causing their own problem? When they make the people angry, because they will make them angry. It's going to get messy. According to the Wall Street Journal, Donald Trump warned Nicolas Maduro, "If you don't leave power willingly, you'll be removed by military force." That's why Maduro is so tough. Statement. We have a statement. We have a statement right now. We've just received a statement. Thank you for your cooperation. Adela, thank you so much for tagging me. I was waiting for it. Thank you, friends. This is collaboration, complete and total collaboration. We have an announcement. Family, your likes are super important. Your likes. Official government announcement. Bolivarian Republic announcement. We are right now 24,000 people, almost 25,000 family. Let's share. Right now, let's look at the official statement from Nicolas Maduro's regime. What are they going to say? What are they going to tell? These enlightened ones who are about to receive the visit from the United States of America? Let's do it. Venezuela denounces and condemns the colonialist threat that seeks to affect the sovereignty of its airspace. This constitutes a new extravagant, illegal, and unjustified aggression against the people of Venezuela. The Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela strongly rejects the public message spread today on social media by the President of the United States, in which he intends to apply the illegitimate jurisdiction of the United States extraterritorially in Venezuela by unbelievably trying to give orders and make threats. The sovereignty of the national airspace and territorial integrity, aeronautical security, and the full sovereignty of the Venezuelan state. Let's continue. This type of statement constitutes a hostile, unilateral, and arbitrary act, incompatible with the most basic principles of international law. It's part of an ongoing policy of aggression against our country, with colonial ambitions over our region of Latin America and the Caribbean, denying Venezuela's international rights. He denounces to the world that such statements represent an explicit threat of the use of force, which is clearly prohibited in violation of Article 2, Paragraph 4 of the United Nations Charter. Now Maduro remembers the United Nations, but when he tortures his people, he doesn't remember. Thank you. Thank you. I only remember God exists when I'm near death. Thanks. Yes, page 2, thanks. Official statement, thank you. This intimidation violates Article 1 of the Charter, which sets maintaining international peace and security as a core purpose. Venezuela demands respect and strict adherence to its airspace, which is protected under the rules of the International Civil Aviation Organization, and reaffirming the Chicago Convention of 1944, whose Article 1 categorically recognizes that each state has exclusive and complete sovereignty over the airspace above its territory. The Bolivarian government says Venezuela will not take orders from others. We're seeing now. What will Venezuela do?
No.
It will not accept orders, threats, or interference from any foreign power, any outside authority. No Venezuelan institution can interfere with, block, or restrict national airspace use. Through this action, the United States government has unilaterally suspended the Venezuelan migrant flights that were being carried out regularly and weekly as part of the repatriation of Venezuelans through the Return to the Homeland Plan. Up to this point, 75 flights have been carried out for the repatriation of 13,956 Venezuelans. Opinions. What are you thinking right now? I want to hear your thoughts in the chat now. What are you thinking?
No.
Statement from Venezuela Pulso. Venezuela challenges Donald Trump. It says no. No. They say they lack power and the airspace will remain open. What? And that they're going to continue? And it comes true. Our prediction. Subscribe. At this moment, the plane heading to Havana is leaving Venezuelan airspace. It enters the eastern side of Colombia. It continues on its course to exit the area. Of the F-18s that are here right now, in this area here, we weren't wrong. We said it. They're going to come out from that side. Because the mousetrap that Venezuela has become, the cat is getting closer and closer to it. Incredible. They can't even leave their own airspace. This is incredible, unique. They're trapped. They have to go into Colombia to be able to leave. They can't take a direct route to Cuba. That's where the problem is, too. We're still live, family 842. We set a new goal. We finished this one. We continue with the super chats. We keep collaborating. Your support is crucial for making these broadcasts possible. There it is. The goal is open. Well. Maduro is getting tough. Maduro is acting cocky. In a jungle bunker, he's toughening up. The same thing is happening. It's happening now. Of course, what's happening right now? You tagged me on Eduardo's account.
Oh, man.
Manoni. Thanks a lot, and greetings to Eduardo, who greeted me yesterday. Eduardo is probably watching. Big hug. Whenever you want, you can come by here. Send me a private message and we can talk and see about it. Movement. Important movement. Of the Harriers in Puerto Rico, it has been left in Iwo Jima for landing and attack operations. Look. Venezuela says it won't take orders. Venezuela doesn't take orders? It's not Venezuela, it's the Sun's cartel. Venezuela gave the order when it won the elections. Edmundo and Corina Maria Corina. We must remove him from power now. What Joe Biden and Kamala Harris weren't able to do, is Donald Trump going to do it now? This should have happened a long time ago, many years ago. We arrived late, but better late than never. They are. Right now, they're wetting themselves. Leaving from Colombia, they can't leave their airspace. From Venezuela, Donald Trump has made it clear, and they say they won't follow orders. Well, there they are. They've had to escape from Venezuela. Through Colombia. There he is. There he is, without a doubt. I love visiting other channels. I love visiting other communicators. You learn a lot, especially from people who have years of experience with this topic. I really just got here. I just joined the story. But better late than never. It's true that during the elections we covered Venezuela, we were censored a lot. Our channel was reported a lot. But that's it. We're on another level now. We're in another league, the League of Freedom. And of information. Let's see. Military planes. What do we have here? Well, it's still heading south. The tanker layer is still heading south. And up here, the Clipper is still heading north towards the B-52 base, and that things are happening that we can't see. We don't see everything, but we can feel it. Freedom can be felt. People right now with their hearts in suspense, waiting for what might happen, what could occur. And here we are live on Military Strategies. What a night we have ahead of us. What a story we have ahead of us. Incredible. Incredible. It could be the day when everything happens, when it all takes place. If this happens, we're going to Venezuela. If this happens, we're going to Venezuela. First flight to Venezuela, greetings from Uruguay. Stay strong, Venezuela, and thanks. By sea and air, they're already closed. Only land is left, says Chino. Yes, right. Does intelligence know Maduro's location? Surely, and Trump likely does too. I think that move we saw yesterday. The presidential plane is heading south into the jungle, which is where we are now on this issue. Luis, many statements, but Maduro doesn't realize this means war. They plan to remain unaware. Nothing Maduro with one eye open, the other closed. Melita clutching her dentures. Was it you when I had to run out? What's going to happen to the poor thing? Tremendous. Yes, let's look now. The issue of where Maduro could consider Maduro could make a move. It's dangerous. It all depends on Lula, too. What options does Maduro have? Can he move along the border between Brazil and Venezuela? In this hell where there is barely any Brazilian security, where the army is not deployed, Maduro can come and go. Yesterday, the presidential plane was here for 5 minutes and then left. It arrived, landed, and left. This area we see here is a zone tightly controlled by Nicolas Maduro. It's a cartel zone. It's like the sanctuary of the cartels. And Maduro could be hiding in this area, in some lost bunker. Trying to think that since there's so much distance. To the coast, 500 kilometers, 900 kilometers from Caracas, could he be saved? And what catches our attention is Timex. Timex was flying over the Suriname area, and that's closer. So it would be in range to launch that attack. Maduro also built bunkers in this area then, intending to invade Guyana. Guyana, though not invaded, still plays an important role. There are rivers. There are ways to get out of these places. There are facilities, probably underground, that we don't know about in these areas. We'd need to spend hours exploring this, but we don't have time now. But yes, it's obvious that Maduro is going to hide. He's going to hide. The intelligence on the ground is what will take the lead. To find him. We're live. Family, military strategies. Let's reconnect with Camara in Venezuela. Pay attention to this detail. Camera from Venezuela up there. See, they're tracking Colombia's airspace?
Yep.
To try to be as protected as possible. It's likely that there's someone important on that plane. Someone already leaving Venezuela heading to Cuba. It's likely. Cuba must choose its steps carefully now if it gives refuge to the cartel of the Suns. They're going to go there for him. They're going to go after him. Wherever Maduro is, they're going to go after him. They have to be very careful with that issue. Private flights keep rapidly departing from one place to another. Pay attention to this flight that's heading south toward the area where Nicolas Maduro could be, in the south of the country. He could be around there. Family, for now, we're going to leave it here. 26,000 people. We'll be back later. We're having dinner. It's basically 9 o'clock in Spain. I'm leaving you in good company with a friendly channel. Please send them my regards. In light of what's about to come, in light of what's coming. This is getting really interesting. Very interesting. Don't miss the night we have ahead of us. Where all we need is a candle. Family, it's been a real pleasure. Please leave your likes, your comments. See you in the next episode here on Military Strategies. Best regards.